was hurt when a tornado hit Meade County on Wednesday. It touched down in a rural area, but Wave News reporter David Mattingly finds it still managed to inflict a lot of property damage.
The tornado lasted less than a minute, but when it dropped out of the sky here in Meade County, it seemed to have this tiny cul-de-sac in its sights. There are fewer than a dozen houses on Cedar Line Road off Joe Prather Highway, but this little neighborhood, tucked in among fields and farms, took more than its share of damage from a lone tornado.
It came from the southwest, came over the beginning of the street, and then came right down the road.
Terry Diener lives at the end of the street. His house was the last to be hit. His wife Robin was at home watching it all happen.
The wind abruptly just came gushing toward the window.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was right in my living room.
And as she watched, trees fell. Some snapped from the strain.
It was the wind. I never seen the wind that strong before.
What was happening out here while you were watching?
You couldn't really see. The wind was so strong and the rain was coming down so heavily, you couldn't even see.
What the Dieners didn't know was that the tornado was actually ending its brief run of destruction. Across the highway, it had already splintered massive trees and damaged homes nearby. The Dieners were the luckiest on the street, escaping with only minor roof damage. I found next-door neighbor Bill Green collecting pieces of his property. So where did you find these pieces?
These pieces was out in the backyard.
The tornado took sections of vinyl fencing flying across Green's yard. Parts of his new wooden privacy fence were left bent and leaning. Fascia covering part of his roof was dangling from a tree limb. And debris littered his normally spotless yard.
Well, it don't look good right now, but it took the patio furniture off the deck, set it over there in the flower bed, and then the neighbor's tree fell.
Fortunately, the falling tree hit only the ground. A nearby trampoline was left wedged in the trees, easily getting airborne in the raging wind. The National Weather Service describes the tornado as an EF1 with winds reaching 110 miles an hour. In Meade County, David Mattingly, Wave News.